I think so. All the attendees want to build up a good infrastructure for our insurance summit. So I sincerely apologize on the behalf. It is our privilege to have Mr. Nilesh Sathe, former whole-time member IRDAI, to deliver the keynote address for today's event. We made a special request to Sir, and we are really happy that he accepted the offer. Mr. Sathe's career spans over the 4 decades across banking, insurance, asset management, regulatory sectors. From serving as whole-time director at IRDAI to leading LIC Nomura Mutual Fund and holding pivotal roles in LIC of India and public sector banks, his contributions have been remarkable. Mr. Sathe currently lends his expertise as an independent director across prominent financial institutions such as Mahindra Manu Life Mutual Fund, Tata AIA Life Insurance, PB Fintech, CDSL Insurance Repository. He also does a role as a consultant to National Highways Authority of India. His commitment to education and public service is equally commendable. He is a member of Shiksha Mandal, Wardha GS College of Commerce and Economics, Nagpur, and Treasurer and Governing Council member of Liberal Education Society, Hadas High School, Nagpur. Sir's inspiring journey is chronicled in his autobiography, Never Gave Up, a compelling read that reflects the resilience and vision he brings to every endeavor. I now request Mr. Sathe to please deliver the keynote address.
Honorable dignitaries, esteemed industry leaders, innovators, partners, members of media, and the distinguished delegates. Before I start, let me thank Bombay Chamber of Commerce for giving me opportunity to be here. I have special love for Bombay Chamber of Commerce because when insurance sector opened in 2000, that time Bombay Chamber decided to have insurance as one of the committee with BFSI, of course, with BF. And I was the first chairman of the insurance committee, which was formed by BCCI. So I think it was in 2006 that we had first such summit at Trident. So I'm extremely happy for joining all of you here. Namaskar and very warm welcome. It is my honor and privilege to inaugurate the Insurance Summit 2025, a platform that has consistently brought together the brightest minds and most committed stakeholders to reflect, collaborate, and act on shaping the future of insurance in our great nation. This year's theme, Viksit Bharat, catalyzing insurance for a resilient future, is both timely and powerful. As India charts its course towards becoming a developed nation by 2047, the insurance industry stands at a pivotal crossroad, as said by Praveen, and not just a financial sector, but as a cornerstone for national resilience and inclusive growth. Insurance plays a vital role in economic development of the country because all of you know that as per regulations, for life, at least 50% of the investable fund has to go to government securities and to infrastructure funds. Obviously, just imagine if this ceiling had not been there, the amount of contribution that the insurance industry has made for building India, probably no other sector has ever made. So we have a great role to play in nation building. In today's unpredictable world, we have seen Uttarakhand, what has happened recently, and these catastrophes are quite common nowadays. because of climate change. Health is again becoming a very important aspect, and there are a lot of shortcomings in providing health insurance or health facilities to all. The technological disruptions are happening and shifting of demographics from rural areas to urban areas. Insurance is no longer just a financial product. It is a social safety net, a shock absorber, and a pillar of trust that underpins both economic and human security. India's insurance industry has made tremendous progress after the sector was opened up in 2000. Praveen, in his speech, has given figures. 13% annualized growth is not a joke, and that is what the insurance industry has shown. In case of health, it is more than 20% annualized growth, which is again creditable. So, the remarkable progress that insurance industry has made since the year 2000, after opening up of this sector, is really remarkable. Penetration is rising. 3.8, okay, we may say that it is pretty low. But then look at the per capita income that India has. It is just a mathematical figure, because how the penetration is worked out, it is a ratio between what premium we collect to what is the GDP. And if we are growing at a higher pace in collecting of premium, as Praveen has said, at 13% year on year, while GDP never it was 13%. So the ratio has to go up, no doubt about it. But it is still hovering around 3.8 to 4. There should be some more parameters to judge whether the industry is doing well. One such parameter can be taking into account the per capita income of various countries. If it is related, then I think that will become a better parameter. But again, the penetration in tier 2 and tier 3 cities is going up. That is one significant aspect which needs to be looked into. Digital onboarding is happening. Recently, my car was to be reinsured, and from Tata AIG, they sent me a link. You take photographs of the car from all the four sides, and your speedometer reading, and the windshield, and everything, and send it to us. And they quoted me a premium. Now, pay as you drive is something new which has happened, which was not there 20 years before. If I say that I am going to drive less than 10,000 kilometers a year, my premium is substantially low. Now, these are the changes. These are the digital innovations that are happening and helping the customers for onboarding for insurance. Paperless KYC, InsurTech innovations have really transformed the customer experience. When accident happens, no surveyor is required. If it is a minor accident, you have just to take photographs and upload, and you get the claim settled. How easy it has become. Regulator also has become quite vibrant, I will say, and industry supportive. IRDAI has fostered sandbox, innovation, and a shift towards a more inclusive and agile ecosystem. But of course, that does not mean that there are no challenges. The biggest challenge is protection gap. And although it is reducing, the young generation understands what is human life value, and they do consider term insurance as their first priority. But still, adequate insurance is something which is missing. Even people who are in the industry are not adequately insured. So this is a big challenge. How do we ensure that the protection gap reduces? Technology as a catalyst should be used. And AI is going to make a sea change in what we are finding today. Data analytics, blockchain, and Internet of Things must be embedded across the insurance value chain, from underwriting to claims, to ensure speed, precision, and personalization. Microinsurance is something which needs to be focused. Unfortunately, that is something which is missing in the link. Schemes like PM Jana Arogya Yojana, PM Fasal Bima Yojana, PM SBY, PM JJBY demonstrate the scale at which public-private partnerships can work. Let us build on them to design risk-pooling models for health, climate, catastrophe, etc. Climate risk is a financial risk. Our underwriting, investments, and operations must integrate environmental and social governance. You will be surprised that element like COVID was never anticipated. It happens once in 100 years. But we have seen the amount of claims that have arisen because of COVID. And I must thank the industry that they proactively settled claims despite the fact that some of them were actually not payable. So this is a good gesture on the part of industry, as a result of which there were losses and subsequently the premiums were to be increased. The path to Viksit Bharat demands that we catalyze insurance not just as a commercial sector, but as a mission for national development. 2025-26 promises to be a transformative year for insurance sector. A reference has been made for the amendments to the Insurance Act, which are likely to happen. This is going to change the entire landscape of the industry. The amendments proposed to the Insurance Act 1938 will alter the basic architecture on which the industry grew over the past 20-25 years. Scrapping of statutory 100 crore startup capital for life, general and health, and 200 crores for reinsurance. Allowing different kinds of insurers, including captives. You can have only one line of business. I want to do only motor. No problem. You will be given a license to do only motor business. I want to do only business in Kerala. No problem. You will be given a license to work only in Kerala. This is going to change the entire landscape of the general insurance industry specifically. The captive insurance and changing the investment provisions. As I was telling you, 50% of investable funds have to go to government securities. But government's borrowing plan is again undergoing a change. Government doesn't want to borrow funds. So if it is not, if it is made mandatory, then there is a likelihood that government securities will not be available for investment. So there is a likelihood that it may undergo a change and it will be left to the regulator to form regulations and keep on changing it depending on what government wants to raise funds from the market. The distribution is again undergoing a change. With Bima Sugam, as all of you are aware, there is a likelihood that a lot of people may shift to the digital onboarding of their policies, which will again impact the landscape of present day insurance. The amendments proposed, the key amendment is again, one of them is to allow insurance companies to distribute financial products. Why not? And there has been a demand from insurance sector, insurance industries, and which probably is likely to happen. It will provide a one-stop solution to the customers. The proposed regulations on composite licenses is another one which is going to impact the insurance industry. The life insurance company may be allowed to sell general insurance and health products. And companies like LIC probably are readying themselves for this change. Probably it may result in expanding business lines for insurers, but again there may be a potential increase of mergers and acquisitions. Because why there should be 2 companies or 3 companies separately for life, general and health? Probably they may be merged together into one. The existing players want the government not only to retain the existing minimum capital, but also to increase the same, taking into account inflation. 100 crores is not enough. And even if 100 crores is fixed today, no insurance company has less than 1,000 crores of capital. Some players in the industry are not in favor of allowing open architecture. Let us wait and watch what the final bill is all about. But there is a demand for open architecture from some companies. At the same time, some companies are opposing it tooth and nail. Though some microeconomic factors seem to have impacted recent growth, we have seen that recently the sector has grown by in a single digit for the first time after many quarters. There are many reasons for that. In my view, the main reason is government not finalizing the reduction in GST. People are waiting for that. And that should happen. That should happen quickly. So, charging 18% GST for insurance is not at all acceptable. Insurance is a necessity. It is a need. And for all necessities, actually, there is no GST. There is no GST on food grains, which is a necessity. Why on insurance? So let the government take a call quickly and help the industry grow further. Insurance penetration is certainly a challenge. Low awareness is again one reason for that. But in my view, one reason is trust deficit. We have been coming across a lot of talk going on, mis-selling. Mis-selling by banks, mis-selling by individual agents, mis-selling by brokers. And this is something which needs to be stopped. Recently, we have come across a judgment of National Consumer Forum where definitely something wrong has been done by bank and insurance company hand in glove. This is something which should not be accepted. This does not simply reduce the trustworthiness of those companies, but it impacts the sector itself. The trust factor is very important in insurance, and that should not go down. One more threat which is there is for GIC, because GIC was the only national reinsurer till now. Now Jio has announced with Alliance that they are going to enter the reinsurance field. Entry of Jio initially into reinsurance and later on into insurance sector is going to be watched very carefully by all. Health is another area where we have to be very cautious and careful. Although the number of persons insured under health insurance are quite high, but again, people are not quite comfortable the way we settle the claims. There has to be a lot of transparency, especially in case of settlement of health claim. And I don't say that only health insurance companies or the general insurance companies selling health policies are responsible. We have come across many instances where the bills are inflated by hospitals. I wish government pays attention to this and introduces health regulator or hospital regulator so that these wrong things or wrongdoings may be curbed. I have said it in the past also that when we go to a restaurant, in Mumbai, the municipal corporation has graded restaurants, A, B, and C. If you go to a C grade restaurant, dosa may be costing some 50, 60 rupees. But if you go to A grade restaurant, you have to pay 200. You have got a menu card in the restaurant, but there is nothing displayed in the hospital. How much they are going to charge for ECG, how much for X-ray. And wherever there is lack of transparency, there is lack of trust. So it is high time that government introduces transparency in hospitals and this issue gets resolved once for all. I have got a couple of points more, but which I was going to include it in my speech later. But for the time being, since it is inaugural address, I would like to appeal to you that let us rethink what protection means in the 21st century. Forge cross-sector partnerships, build trust, not only for the products, but in the promise of timely and transparent protection. Let us innovate responsibly, scale inclusively, and act collaboratively. In the conclusion, I would like to leave you with the words of Swami Vivekananda, arise, awake, and stop not, till the goal is achieved. And what goal is set by IRDAI is insurance for all by 2047. And Viksit Bharat, a developed economy for India by our Prime Minister. The goal is insurance for all. Every household and every enterprise needs to be protected and empowered. With these thoughts, I am delighted to declare the Insurance Summit 2025, organized by Bombay Chamber of Commerce, officially open. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for such an illuminating address. I now request our Insurance Committee Chair, Mr. Praveen Vasishtha, to please present a memento to our keynote speaker as a moment of appreciation.